On a First Alert 6 investigation, the man accused of assaulting a referee at a youth basketball tournament entered a no contest plea today. Joshua Luttrell faces up to a year in jail for misdemeanor third-degree assault. The reported attack was an 8th grade boys game last November in Papillion. The supervising officials say his partner was punched in the face by a parent after a ref stopped the game with several minutes left on the clock. A Sarpy County judge is ordering an investigation to take place before he's sentenced in June. Factory Basketball, who organized that tournament, says they are making changes moving forward.